Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be checking out retro anime endings. You'll probably know what this is from the title of the video, but as of right in this moment, I don't know what we're checking out. But this is going to be a huge list. This is going to be a list of 18 anime endings. So I'm very excited to see what we're going to get. It's going to be the longest video I think I've recorded for endings. Maybe this is I feel like the Bleach openings were maybe 18 as well, so I don't know if this is going to be the most I've checked out in a single video, but then again, I did check out Gintama probably had like 30. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what we get. Going to be a very long video, probably, maybe, who knows. And yeah, going to be reacquainted with some old friends, some series that we checked out in the past. So yeah, we're going to just dive right into this one. If you guys do enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you've not done so already, and leave a comment down below letting me know your favorite in this list. And of course, share this with someone who you think might enjoy, and hit the notification bell down below so that you'll be notified when future videos go live on the channel. We're going to check this one out. We're going to dive right into this. Very excited to see what we get. Here we go. What's it going to be today? I'm sure this will clue us in. There's planet Earth, I assume. Space. Amuro! This is Gundam. Immediately clues us in. This feels like a lullaby. Your homeland where you were born. Wow, takes me back. Look at that animation. They really went all out for the main character, love it. A man must hide his tears, not sure about that. To tomorrow forever. Wow, and then the sun peeking over the earth. That's it already? That felt so short. Only a minute long. That's crazy. Well, here we have it. We are checking out Gundam endings today, I presume. I love that they actually just full on did a theme song essentially for the main character for the ending. It sounded very lullaby-esque, I would say. You know, like at the beginning anyway. It did kind of like pick up a little bit, but not a lot. Like, and you know, being an ending theme, it kind of like I don't know if all ending themes like back in the 70s 80s were kind of like this, because you know, we did see some in later years that did kind of flip the script, because endings generally are slower, more focused on characters and showing you maybe some of the emotions and what they're going through, etc., or like the world and stuff. And I feel like this one definitely kind of clues you into maybe Amuro's state of mind, where there's this like voice saying to him like, a man doesn't cry, that's your homeland, you know. So it's kind of like egging him on, and maybe, I don't know if it's how he speaks to himself and the things that he tells himself, or these are things that he has been told in his life. Really interesting that that's the lyrics of this, you know. It's your homeland where you were born. Do you remember the days of your childhood? Like, he is still a child, which is the bizarre thing. Like, well, actually, I don't know his age, but I know that Gundam has always been child soldiers, right? They're talking about, do you remember the days of your childhood? Like, he is still a child. He should still be considered a child. He should still be living those years and those days of his childhood, but he's been thrust into something else. He's been thrust into something larger than himself. And a lot of the use of the color blue within this, blue representing like a melancholy, perhaps like a sadness, and you know, just kind of like this sense of not everything's okay here. But this is the ending for Mobile Suit Gundam Forever Amuro by Ko Ikeda, who also did the opening. Remind me, was there only one opening for Mobile Suit Gundam as well? Because I know it was, what, like 54 episodes? I really do appreciate when there is like a single opening slash ending attached to like a series, like Hunter x Hunter, 100 plus episodes, one opening. Changes a little, but like, it's iconic. Like, it's just really cool when series do that. It's not very often you'd see it, especially for something so long. There was only one. That's really cool. I love and appreciate that, because then you have one opening one ending for Mobile Suit Gundam. Iconic. I can't remember the opening actually, but the ending here focuses entirely on Amuro, and then right at the end it kind of shows everyone, and when it shows everyone, he's more in the light than ever. Like he's no longer, you know, shrouded in all these colors that can kind of represent like a sadness, or that there's something weighing on him perhaps. And when you see everyone, it's more so happier times. Like he's not looking down like he was before. He had the collar up and he was looking down. Here he looks happy, he's smiling, and there's no sign whatsoever of those big bad boys that Char Aznavour is working with. So I think it's really nice that it kind of not necessarily gives you hope, but it gives you visions of a future without any of that badness in it, because we're seeing our main crew, our main group of characters here happy and like no sign of anything else. When it comes to 79, you always have to keep in mind that the generation that made the show were those that were born during or right after World War II. So that definitely plays into how Amuro's call to action is received. I hadn't even like thought about that angle or aspect, and that really is kind of scary and terrifying when you think about it, and it would definitely affect stories that were being told during those times, and you know, those people that lived through the effects of certain aspects of the war. Scary, but also very relevant in kind of the history of the country in the storytelling, I guess. It's very sad, but it's a great time capsule is what I'm trying to say. It's a great time capsule for the way things were during that time. All that defend your homeland, hide your tears is probably what they got told, and they have feelings on that. Absolutely. It's important to talk about those things. And yeah, it's making me question things because you brought it up. Is it kind of seen that the creators are picking that apart, or they're just presenting the way things were? Like, are they kind of like, I don't know, does what I'm saying make sense? The way the sun comes up over the earth at the end there, it does certainly give you hope for a brighter future, a brighter tomorrow, because, you know, no matter what, all the bads of the world, all this shit that can go down, the fact then that the sun will rise tomorrow is definitely hopeful. But then again, like, is this the sun? Because it kind of just peaks a little and then no more. So like, you can see this as, you know, it's the sun rising, but the fact then that it's not coming over a wider layer of the earth, is this a bomb that's been dropped? Is this war beginning? It's definitely giving hope, but also this question of, is this actually like a bomb that's been dropped, and is this actually like not as hopeful as it seems, because we see our characters looking at us smiling, and then there's just this shit going on in the background. I don't know, Gundam, I'm so glad that we're back, but I think I'm ready now to check out ending number 2 for this. It's going to be what came after Gundam. Was it Zeta? Did Zeta come immediately after Gundam? Mobile Suit Gundam? Can't remember, but we're gonna find out. So very excited. Here we go. I think it's really interesting as well that the character designs in this, because some characters have like normal eyes and others just have like black dots. It's really peculiar. The opening actually opens with something that looks like that, and it actually is a colony being dropped onto the earth. Really? Shit. So like, imagine finishing an episode of Gundam, beginning the next episode, and just seeing almost like this scene playing out. That's really that's crazy. And yeah, I'd actually be interested in seeing that for myself, like going back and rewatching that opening. But yeah, let's see what we get in ending number 2 here. We're running on space. I love it. City pop. We call together again. This feels a lot more fun than like the previous one, just based off of vibes alone. Earth in the background. The battlefield, of course. Oh? Did they hug? The blue sky we once saw. What do they see now? I guess they're in space probably, so they're just seeing the darkness. This one had a really fun song, and I can't remember if it's Haru, I think it's Haru. Could be wrong there. Just bouncing the whole time. It gives it a much more playful feel, and it definitely feels less intense than probably the content of this series. This is the ending for Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, of course. Believe in the Starry Sky by Mami Ayukawa, who also did the first opening. That's cool that we get to see same artist returning that did opening and ending once again, like with the previous one. Obviously, City Pop. Love City Pop. Always fun. The content of the visuals within this, you see her running through like this empty darkness, and it's kind of like humanity finding their way in space, learning to find their place, I guess, because like you don't see them in like a building or on land or anything. It's just like running in space, because like I don't know if they've been forced to space or something, but that's kind of like what it looks like, because the lyrics of like remember the blue sky that we once saw. I'm kind of twisting the lyrics, I can't remember exactly, kind of telling you that they did live on Earth, and now they're living in this space where they don't see anything like what they used to. There's no blue skies. It's just like this vast emptiness, this darkness. It's making me think that this visual of her running past Earth and the moon and everything, kind of like telling you that this is like the new normal for them, where they're trying to find a place, they're trying to find their spot in this new landscape, this new life that they're living. This is right in the middle of the 80s, so almost every opening and ending for this time ended up being City Pop, yeah. And I absolutely love it. It's a really fun sound, and that's why I really love the Kowloon opening that we checked out like last year, I think, because it kind of brought that vibe back again that I feel like we haven't seen since like older eras like this one. Always appreciate a good City Pop track and opening ending. Not really a whole lot to kind of analyze from this. There is a shot, I'm trying to find it, where we see her, that it seems like she's running towards the main character. I can't remember his name, forgive me. Is it Judo, or is that the later series? Camille, okay. Judo would have been from the next series, I'm guessing. Double Zeta? I'm guessing that was a blunder. Okay, he was. Her running the whole time, and then we get a quick glimpse of her reaching out to Camille and, potentially giving him a hug. You don't actually see it, but it's the fact that it's so snappy, it happens so fast, that it's making me wonder if they go to all these, like, and the lyrics on screen as well, find what you can do, ... please. You can question whether this is her begging of him to see what he can do, but obviously the fact that this flashes by so quick and the rest of it is just running, maybe it's this sign of her longing for to spend time with him or something. She wants this future with him, but they spend so much time apart, doing their own things that they are being forced to do probably, and the time that they have together goes by so quickly. Maybe that's kind of what that really quick little cut in is kind of telling you there, because you don't see them spend enough time together there, sadly, and the Haro in the background just makes this whole thing feel silly, goofy, and lighthearted. Gundam, if there's anything I've learned, it's anything but lighthearted. It is kind of peculiar that a series like this does have this mascot type character that exists across every series, I think, and that does just have this goofy looking face, because it just feels very not fitting for what I have learned about the series, I guess. But it is important to kind of like, not always be in the trenches and always be dark. It can have its levity. Yeah, of course, that's kind of what I'm going for, where it doesn't have to spend its whole time in this really deep depth of despair and darkness. So it's good that maybe Haro across every series is kind of like what can be used for those light moments. At least I don't know if maybe it is or isn't. It's just the goofy face that it has that makes me think that anyway. Yeah, I think we're ready now to check out the next one, the third ending for this video, and see what we get. Yeah, love a good running opening ending. I feel like we saw some like this in the older Gundam videos, but my memory's escaping me, so I can't draw direct comparisons, sadly. But yeah, we're going to check out ending number 3. Here we go. There's a Haro once again. Love the character designs here. They look so good. And like the fashion and everything too, it's sick. Our future does indeed start now. They're gonna make a future. Children have forgotten their dreams in quotation marks is insane. That's judo, right? The times are crying. Damn. City Pop just sounds so fun and energetic, but then sometimes they'll have like the most upsetting lyrics attached to it, and it's just like, I don't know how to feel. It's like you're making me feel one thing and then the other, and it's confusing because the lyric content within this, it's very upsetting. It's all about like how children and, you know, like they no longer have their childhoods anymore, and that's kind of like been a theme since, you know, the first ending as well, where, you know, they're talking about children while the children are being forced to do things like Amuro. He's a child and they're calling on him to remember his childhood, but he is still a child. And within this as well, they're talking about, let me see if I can find the exact, children have forgotten their dreams, as it's showing the children within this series. So it is just really interesting because I don't know, then like I'm guessing that this was written for the series, like this song, which, you know, most would be, but like I'd be interested in if I was to check out Gundam one day to see if these characters are literally just going out there and doing what they're told, or if, like this is saying, children have forgotten their dreams, like they're not dreaming of what they want to do when they're older, a world where this isn't happening. And even then, like, that shouldn't be a thing that a child has to dream of, like a world where there's no war, a world where they're not being thrust into battle. It's presenting this interesting question, I would say, like, children have forgotten their dreams. It's sad, like a child shouldn't be thinking about anything more than just nothing, right? This is the first ending for Mobile Suit Gundam Double Zeta. The Era is Crying by Masato Ara, who did the first opening. Anime Janai, of course, the classic. This is not an anime. And children have forgotten their dreams, being in quotation marks, like, which would allude to the fact that this is something that someone has said. And I wonder if this is a direct quote from the series itself, children have forgotten their dreams. Maybe this has been like a running theme across the entire series. The times are crying, like, yeah, absolutely, the times are crying because the times have changed so drastically that there's no normal. Times of the past are long forgotten, and these children that you do see smiling, which is really nice to see. They're probably experiencing a lot within these series, which is kind of what the lyrics are telling us, because while they may look happy, they may be smiling and everything, they are doing a lot of work. Like they're being put to work. They're out in the wasteland where there are no roads, and it's difficult to lay down your rails. You know, like you can't find sense of direction. You can't find your path. There is no sense of direction for a lot of them. And I'm sure, like, one thing that I remember hearing from way back when we checked out older Gundam videos, these characters, just because they're children, doesn't mean they live and survive in these series. Like, I'm sure a lot of the characters we have seen today die within their respective series. And don't spoil for me, because I don't want to know. I don't want anything like that spoiled on me, because I said it back then and I say it again, Gundam is still a series, like a franchise rather, that I really do want to tackle one day. It's just like the amount I got going on in my life, it's really hard to find time or anything like that to tackle something so huge. It must be noted that this is also the ending for the distinctly goofy first half of Double Zeta. Really, like full on Tom and Jerry, full on Tom and Jerry slapstick. That's wild, because yeah, the lyrics do tell you about this present of children trying to find their path but not having any direction. Like there's no guidance, there's nothing, they just had to find their own way, is what this is telling you. And they've got no dreams because they have to live beyond their years, you know, like they have to act beyond their years, they have to basically grow up before their time. One thing I will say as well, the designs here, like I'm talking about this girl in particular, the one on the left with the blonde hair and the red jacket. What she's wearing is sick. I don't know, like the fashion is really, really cool here. The big zero, I'm guessing this is kind of like a jacket uniform type thing. It's kind of reminding me, funny enough, of you know, that shot of Char removing the glasses. I feel like he was wearing like this big red jacket during that scene, so it's reminding me of that. Maybe that's why I think it looks so cool, because it's just reminding me of Char. So, and also the blonde hair, of course, so maybe that's it. But yeah, absolutely wild. And anime Janai mention, which is always appreciated. But yeah, the only person we see not smiling, I think, is this girl right here, the one with the gray hair. So what does she know that the rest of us don't? What has she experienced that the rest haven't? Junk dealer or something, like junk something about junk anyway. And of course they're floating in front of Earth, because in every ending we have seen Earth in the background, because that is the main battlefield, that is where they all should be, but they're out in front of Earth, they're not there. And maybe that's kind of like something that it's telling us, you know, like this is the place they should be, this is the place where they should be children and they should have these dreams, but they've been taken away from it, and then these depressing kind of lyrics are being shoved in our faces because of it. I think I'm ready now to check out ending number 4 for this video. I wonder what it's going to be, because we've already reached Double Zeta, so let's see what we get in this next one. Here we go. Wow, look at that sky. There's the first shot of an actual Gundam as well within these endings. I hadn't even like commented on that. That's wild. They just keep getting bigger. Look at the designs, they're sick. Galaxy, show me how to change the light. Is this showing the evolution of the Gundam models? Or these different models that are within this series specifically? Can't see my guiding light in the sky. And there's Earth once again, just there in the background. An ever-present image within these endings. Let me go back to the very beginning. Is this the original model, I wonder? It does certainly look like it. Like, this really does look like the original Gundam model, and I'm saying that because of the big shield and the blocky look. So I wonder then if it's showing the different models that, you know, you'll be introduced to throughout the series up until this point, which is really, really cool. And they just keep getting bigger and bigger. So it's very much one for the kits. This is the second ending for Mobile Suit Gundam Double Zeta 10 Million Years Galaxy by Jun Hiroe, who also did the second opening, Silent Voice. It is going from the original to the then current one, Double Z. Yeah. So I was going to say, isn't this like the current one because it has the two V's, whereas I know like the original model only had like the one, I think anyway, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Okay. So it shows you the evolution of the models throughout the series and the years, which is very, very like cool to see because like I commented on, this is the first time, at least within the endings that I'm checking out. I don't know if there were other endings where it did show models, but this is the first time I'm seeing a model today. It's just, it always blows me away just how cool these models look, and they always switch them up. Like, you know, the original model, I am a sucker for that original. It's simple and it's cool. Then you get the next one, which, you know, changes up the look completely, you know, and it just looks badass. And just the more they go on, the cooler they start to look. But, you know, it's just so badass seeing like the way things change, because technology's changing and the war is changing, and with it they need to develop bigger and better Gundam models in order to fight against the bad, fight against the big bad. Can't remember what they're called, but I know the Zaku are you know, the models that the big bads will pilot. Also seeing like the shield on the arm now, instead of being something that literally holds, goes again once again to show you the evolution of these model kits. Well, not model kits, but the model Gundam models, because as times change, they need to adapt and they need to figure out ways to get the upper hand in these wars. And what better way to do that than to develop a bigger model, something that's more badass and something that packs more of a punch. And yeah, I really love that the Double Z model kind of brings back more of the original color palette, where, you know, the chest plate is blue, there's reds, yellows as well. I do think that it's a really cool throwback and nice little nod to that original model, that they go back to that color palette. But of course, you know, I still can't quite see my guiding light in the sky. Is it saying that you start to see Earth in the background? Because yeah, there's no direction for any of them. Like I was saying in the previous one, they're all just kind of finding their way out there, and in order to do that, they need to go out and fight in these models. Why do you just sit there and shine? Show me your power to speak. Like, it's once again kind of going back to that first ending, where it's these little comments that, you know, might be things that would have been said during that era, that you need to just like get up and fight. You need to do what you can. Like, don't just sit around. You know, like that kind of thought. Become the weight of the lives that I hold in my hands is crazy. Because yeah, these Gundam models are so important. They do have a lot of weight in their hands. In some cases, I'm sure the weight of humanity rests in their hands. And you know, you can take this song as maybe being a song about the Gundam models, like it, as though they were personified, but also, you know, you could take the song as the pilot's perspective of these pilots do have to take on a lot of weight and a lot of responsibility when they're not even being able to live a life. They're, like it says at the end here, they can't find their guiding light in the sky because they're being forced into these situations. They're being forced to pilot these mecha and to do all these awful things that they don't even want to do, that they probably don't understand what they're doing. Another great song once again. Like, these kind of city pop-esque sounding songs are really giving me life here. They're so fun to check out, and seeing like the Gundam models again for the first time today, what a way to do it. I'm so glad that we're back in Gundam territory. It's been too long. It's been way too long. It's been over a year at this point, I think, since we checked out those Gundam videos. That are the biggest videos that I have on the channel, are the 90s Gundam video, the original Gundam video, and the 2000s Gundam video. All three of them are much bigger than anything else I have in this channel. So you guys have been very supportive, and I hope that you will enjoy this video, because I'm having a lot of fun already, and we're only 4 in. We've got 14 more to go, so we are not even close to finish for today, and I'm so glad that we're back. It's like a familiar territory. It's good to be surrounded by old friends again. Even the opening singers are back presenting these endings and everything, so what an absolute treat this has been, and this is going to continue to be. So I think we should check out ending number 5 here. I'm trying to think of what came after Double Zeta before I click the next one. War in the Pocket, because I know it's also like 0079. Yeah, I really can't think. Oh wow, look at them. That's crazy. They're just at the palms of this big ass mecha. This is like normal for them. Oh, I love the sound of this so much. This sounds like pure 80s energy. Like a power ballad, like almost, or something, like it's gonna kick into that kind of territory. Told them not lie. Love that this is showing us the way war has affected normal people. Like a child holding a gun, like that shouldn't happen. Azaku! Wow. The way that's been shot at, the bullet holes, like a child just offering bullets, it's insane. Oh my god. This is really like by far the darkest one yet, but it's maybe my favorite so far too. Wow, the way they're just drawing little images of these things. A happy new year. Will it be a happy new year though? Oh, I love that you can see in the background it's like the colony thing that you would have seen in like the first Gundam opening. A happy new year. And look at them. They all look so happy, but I'm sure that's shattered by the end of this series, which is really depressing. This is probably my favorite yet because it really doesn't shy away whatsoever from tackling the darker themes within an ending. I know that within the series themselves it would have tackled those darker themes, but it's really like upfront here about showing you the way normal lives are affected. Like these children's lives center around this war, center around the Gundam models, the Zaku, everything like that. You see them picking up bullets, holding guns, like this is all normal for them. This is cool. This is stuff that they like. And you even see them drawing pictures on a model, I think it was a model anyway, later in the ending, of like this war that's going on. Like this is probably something that they think is like, oh, it's so cool, I want to join that fight one day. And that shouldn't be the case whatsoever. Like they should not be looking up to this as something that they want to be a part of, which this really does seem to kind of present that image of, which is absolutely heartbreaking. But at the same time, it does also kind of fit into what Pinecino was saying earlier of how things were probably perceived back in the World War II era of this is your duty, this is like what you have to do. And it's kind of putting a spin on that, and it's showing like the grim reality of all of that. And I absolutely like think that presenting like those ideas and those true realities for a lot of people back in that time is really important. You know, you can't shy away from the truth of what was really happening, and I'm glad that they didn't shy away from it and that they went full out here. But yeah, this is the ending for Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. Distant Memory by Megumi Shiina, who also did the opening. You're noticing a pattern here, yeah. War in the Pocket is a 6-episode OVA for the record, not a movie. I don't know why I thought it was a movie. You rewatch this during the holidays and boys, it's still as good as it ever was. Yeah, I bet. I will say, I know that as the years go on, like qualities will improve and everything, but the visual look of this ending specifically is incredible. The sheen and the shine of the medals, the shadowing, the way the characters are presented, everything has so much, like, I don't know, like, I want to say sauce, but I've been using that word a lot lately, so I'm trying to think of something else. But it has so much just kick to it. Like, it really does have like a really great look. Like, they're getting better and better looking as they go on here, these endings. But this one in particular looks so phenomenal, and a lot of that is due to, like I was saying, like the shine and the shadowing and everything. And yeah, like everything is done with so much passion and so much intention that that everything just looks so good here. The Happy New Year at the end also ties into when it takes place. The series actually takes place during Christmas. I do remember you saying that, which of course makes it an anime. People stick on during the holidays. I couldn't think of a better thing to check out during the holiday period than child soldiers and the folly of war and just everything like that, you know. It's one of the best looking series in the entire franchise. I would believe that because everything here looks incredible. Like and I know that, you know, at the same time everything is in like these really small panels, so they're shrunk a lot more. So, you know, if they were to be blown up, maybe you would start to see loss of quality or something. I'm not gonna like go out here and say that that's the case, but you know, it does look absolutely phenomenal. And you know, looking out the window here, I don't know what this is that they're seeing, like this big spot, but the fact that they're looking out, you know, maybe they're seeing other spaceships heading off to war and everything like that. And, you know, seeing shots like these as well, where you see these families that are having to pack up and leave their comfy lives behind. She looks like she's unhappy. Like, this looks like they're shoving cameras in people's faces is kind of the idea of this. So it's very much like pictures that you would see in like a history textbook or something, to represent like the actual people that lived in war and what they lived through and in the moments when things were happening. I absolutely think it's incredible. It does really look like an insight into like an actual war torn country here, but at the same time, the fact that it's war torn, war has become normal. War has become the thing that these poor children will associate with their lives. And so that's why you see them picking up guns, that's why you see them picking up ammunition, and that's why you see them almost like looking up to these mecha as like this really cool thing. Absolutely heartbreaking in all honesty. While of course most of the franchise touches on children being thrust into the role of soldiers, 0080 follows a child that remains a civilian, yet the war still comes home to him. That's grim, that's heartbreaking, and that's just genuinely awful. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. Not like the content, but I love the switch up, you know. These look like real images taken during war, and yeah, it breaks my heart just to see it the way this is done. Like, I don't know, this is really like a great ending, and very fitting, I would presume, for the series, and for this particular entry in the Gundam franchise. But yeah, look at that. Like, Happy New Year. Like, are they going to be happy by the time the new year rolls around? Sadly, I doubt it, but I really hope so, because they deserve to be happy. Doesn't every child deserve to be happy? But yeah, I think we're going to check out the next one, which would be ending number 6 for this video. But yeah, this was grim. Number 6, which is a bit special. Okay, you've got my attention. Ooh. I love it. Almost like shards of sorrow. That's one way to start a song. Is it snow though? Or is it ash? That's the question. The depths of the darkness. Yeah, this world. She's got a beautiful voice. Yeah. That's how you know you're alive. Your heart is still pumping. Oh! Visuals. Wow, look at that. Sick. I'm guessing that started playing before credits would start, and now it's the credits. Okay. I see, I see. Wow, she's got a beautiful voice, but this song playing doesn't give me hope for the end of whatever this entry is. Because this feels very, like, reinforcing those feelings that you would have felt of just being really emotional. Mistakes repeated, yeah. Man, this is so good. I love this song so much, but it's so depressing. Oh shit, okay. We really kick things up. Wow. Seeing the actual series proper always blows my mind, just how great this looks. Look at those shadowing as it was coming out of that. Wow. It's like a covert up there. That was so cool. The designs and everything. They can't even like enjoy anything without this getting in the way. Jeez. This actually looks phenomenal. Like, this is probably the most I've seen of like actual Gundam. Wow. Oh shit, that's cool. Is that a Zaku model on the right there? Oh wow. Doesn't look like a typical Zaku model, but the way it's split in half, showing like two halves of humanity, you know. Wow, that was incredible. I came out off the back of War in the Pocket. I was like, this is gonna be my favorite of the day. How do you top this one though? This one just took the cake and absolutely ran with it. Like, this is the sequel to Beyond the Time, Char's Counterattack, which, yeah. Like, I've talked about it in other videos already, like in the past. I couldn't name which videos I've talked about it in, but when we checked out that Char's Counterattack ending Beyond the Time, that's one of the best memories I have in general of doing anything on this channel, because it completely blew me away, and it was such a huge surprise because Pinecino, you actually went in and edited some of the clips in together to add to the song and everything, and like you made it your own in a way. So seeing that once again here, man, it's good to be back in familiar territory. Like this, we got Freerun back this week, we got Gundam back this week. Like, it feels good to be back. This is the ending credit theme for the theatrical, jeez, I can't even speak today, the theatrical film Mobile Suit Gundam F91. I have never even heard of F91 before, which is also like, I didn't recognize the characters. So I thought that this was something that I hadn't seen before, but I couldn't put my finger on it exactly. Released in 1991. We are into the 90s by Sunrise, of course. Directed and written by Yoshiyuki Tomino. Tomino, man, it's good to see your name once again. It's been too long. Character designs by Yoshikazu Yasuhiko, and mecha designs by Kurio Ukawara, aka the same crew that created Gundam in those very same roles. Yeah, it's great to see the goats back together. This would be the very last new Gundam project they would all simultaneously have a hand in, as F91 was quite infamously cut down from a full series into a film. Really, that is really, really disappointing, and boy does that show. That's so disappointing, because this looks incredible. Like, the shots of like really early on when the Gundam comes out of the shadows right here, that looks sick. Like, look at the way the shadows are done here. It's kept in dark. Is this actually a Gundam or a Zaku? I'm just realizing I hadn't noticed. I think it's a Zaku actually, because of the rounded head. Seeing the way this is done here, like, it comes out of the darkness. So I was gonna say, like, a Gundam being presented in this much shadow kind of like brings to light the fact that while these are kind of like being used for the side that we're following, which, you know, we see as maybe good, even though there are good and bad on both sides, I'm sure, it was surprising me that a Gundam was presented like this, but it's actually a Zaku. It's the enemy that's presented like this, so it's unsurprising, but it is still such a cool way to show this. And then seeing the way that they do this as well, they literally like laser into like this spaceship, presumably, and it looks like a covert op or something where they're breaking in, and it looks like something you would see in like a crime movie or something. They're breaking in. Man, I would never have thought of mecha being used in this kind of way, and yeah, it genuinely does look like such a cool series. So that's why it's a shame to see you say that as a coherent series it's a bit the song is Eternal Wind by Hiroko Moriguchi. Zeta opening 2. Despite the not so stellar reputation of the film, Eternal Wind is nonetheless an iconic song of the franchise. The first 15-ish minutes of the film are also remembered, as they are probably the best rendition of the Chaos of War in the franchise. Really? Shit. Yeah, it's a shame then to hear that they kicked off the film in such a huge way, but then I would guess that due to the nature of the production, they had to cut it down to literally just feature length. It doesn't really give it the legs and the grounds to tell the story that they wanted to tell here. This is set like 50 years after the original series, so by now the factions are new, and some of the suits, the Gundam, of course, still stick around. Yeah, because yeah, the Gundam models are familiar. So you saying that's a Zaku probably isn't. Yeah, it probably isn't, but it has the rounded design, which looks similar to that of a Zaku, right? The rounded head design. But yeah, that's why I was like, at the end, I was like, that doesn't look like a Zaku, because it's got two eye slots. It's not like this big strip, which is like kind of the iconic Zaku look and everything. But that's interesting, because this is set 50 years after Gundam proper. So was this kind of the first time that they tried to, like, I know that across like beyond this you get the I can't remember the two timelines or whatever, like it's not two timelines, but there's like the 0079 timeline, and then there's like just original story timelines. Is this the first time they kind of tried to stray away from the original and do a complete new spark, like a, what's that word, reboot, I guess, of the franchise? Because that's exciting, but at the same time it does sting all that more, like that bit more, than that it was given such a shitty production cycle that they couldn't give it the refresh, like recoat and reboot that they maybe wanted. It was an attempt to reboot and have a fresh start. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense, because then after this they do start to kind of do that, where they start to tell original stories. Because what was it called, the one where it had like the man that would just like call out the name of the series during the openings, and it was hilarious every time. The one that you referred to as Tomino's like magnum opus or whatever, was that like also kind of like, well, actually you don't need to spoil because I know that that series was kind of one that you tried not to tell me much about. It makes me wonder then if because I theorized during that series opening or openings that it was taking the original timeline and stretching things, and like, it was said years later. So in my mind then, is that Tomino finally getting to tell a story somewhat like, in the future, kind of like maybe he wanted to do this one? Don't know, who knows. Not really going to dwell on it because we're not talking about that series right now. We're talking about this. They tried again with Victory a few years later, which is set even further along. It was G when they started just making new universes. Yeah, of course, Gundam G was so unique and original that there's no way. Fighter G, of course, there was a G fighter, and there's no way that you can explain that being from the original timeline whatsoever. But yeah, I think it's really cool that this was done in such a way. Like, Pinecino, did you kind of like edit this yourself as well, where you took clips? Or, oh, sorry, I'm reading back. That cut to the film in the middle was your amateur attempt at combining some of the trailers and your own clip choices. You don't think it quite matched the Char's counterattack one, but yeah, I think you really did an incredible job here. Like, you may say what you want about like you being an amateur, but you've outdone yourself. Oh, you've outdone yourself once again, because it really does, like, when the music kicks in, you include footage, and the clips that you chose were incredible as well, because they really do show life as they want to live. And like, yeah, I'm wondering as well if this right here and the way, everything goes to shit, and you see kids here as well, which is depressing. I wonder if this is kind of what you were alluding to earlier about the first 15 minutes, because wow, you can even see like that little like over here, and let me see, like right there, like one of those little glasses with the nose and mustache. That's really, really funny. I wonder if this is the 15 minutes that you were talking about, where it's like the best, well, seen as one of the best examples of just the destruction, carnage, everything like that goes to shit within seconds. Yeah, because you see these people trying to do normal things. They're having a party, they're like singing, dancing, they're having a good time, but of course that's not allowed in the Gundam universe, and everything goes to shit here because war breaks out, and yeah, it sucks. And I think that this looks really, really great. So that's what makes it really sad then, to hear that the story isn't so great within this series or within this movie. But yeah, this is a very, very worthy sequel to that Char's counterattack ending that we checked out all those openings ago, like way back in the first Gundam video. This is definitely going to be something that I remember very fondly and dearly, and I will 100% be adding Eternal Wind to my Spotify playlist so long as it's on there, because this was an incredible song. I loved it so much. Yeah, I won't be able to do this enough justice. There's a moment where the bullet casings of a gun a mech is firing lands on someone's head and kills him. Jesus. That's what I loved about this one, because it's like we saw it in the War in the Pocket opening, where, you kind of see humans running out towards Zaku to fight, and in the ending rather. But what I love about this is that it's giving me maybe my first true sighting of like the scale of these mecha within like the early series, because I know in later ones, you see the humans looking up to the Gundam models and everything, but it's giving me a sense of scale, and it's really just making things so clear that this is a fight in a war that humans are made so minuscule in. Like, it's really just wild. I think I'm ready now to check out the next one, which would be ending number 7. This is so far by far the best one and my favorite that we've checked out today. This was absolutely incredible, Pinecino. You really did a great job here, so thank you for that. And we're going to check out ending number 7. Here we go. Don't know how we're going to follow up F91 right there. You said F91 and it was literally from the year 1991. So it's always really interesting when Gundam does stuff like that. Oh. Oh, I see something creeping in. Is that planet Earth once again? Big layer of red around it. Ominous. Okay. I love how smooth this is. Give and take are one and the same is crazy. This feels so random for Gundam, but I'm here for it. Instead of one night stand. This is like giving me the same energy as like JoJo Part 5 ending 1. I love it though. Wow, the way you can actually see texture on the earth there, like at the top left there, the land looks like it's like sitting out. That's sick. Yeah, I loved the feel of this one so much. The lyrical content feels very, very random, but I'll try to kind of tie it into the series because they're talking about like one night stands and like, you know, lonely for the night and everything like that. I don't know if this is one of the series that kind of has like more adult characters or not, but you know, it kind of seems to be insinuating that like our lives are going to be short, but I want to be with you kind of thing. Like it seems like the idea that this love won't even have time to blossom beyond just being that of a one night stand because of everything that's going on. But yeah, we're gonna see what series this is for. This is the first ending for Mobile Suit Gundam 0083. Stardust Memory, Magic by Jacob Wheeler. There's a bit of a love story at the core of. Okay, I see. That makes sense then. And I guess it's kind of like this ending then with that love story. It's supposed to be hopeful and it's supposed to tell you that these feelings will evolve and they will you know, come to be more than just like a couple or whatever. But the lyrics, with my knowledge of Gundam, make me feel more worried than anything, because what do we hear all the way back in those early endings that we've checked out today? Children give up on their dreams and everything, and this feels like they're dreaming of a future. And in Gundam, it feels like you're almost not allowed to have dreams because it'll be taken away from you before you know it. It'll be snatched away. It'll be ripped away. And yeah, it's really sad that that's where my mind goes for this ending, because I would love to just sit here and be like, wow, I love that, you know, within one of the series that has a love story within it. They've got a song that kind of alludes to love and everything. But for me, I'm just like, one night stands kind of tells you a love that's cut short. And that's kind of what I'm thinking maybe happens within this series. And I hate it because I don't want it to happen, but you never know. This was also the series that was very inspired by Top Gun. So you could see the inclination to go for a more Western sounding song. 0083 is also the first of the primarily adult cast. Okay, that's what I guessed earlier, because it does. The lyrical content is kind of more adult than definitely anything that came before it. Like I was saying as well, just like it really caught me off guard. Like it was like tuning into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind, and just hearing that first ending that just felt so bizarre and random. But I'm glad that they kind of went for a more adult feel within the ending as well. Simply with what you just said, Pinecino, you can't remember even a single child in it. That's wild. That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, this being sung entirely in English as well, it's the first time we've seen that within a Gundam ending so far today, because, you know, here and there they've been thrown in like a single line of English or something, but this is the first time it's been fully in English. So yeah, definitely Western, inspired by Top Gun as well. Is crazy. Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick, still movies I have never seen. All I know is Danger Zone and Volleyball. That's like about the height of my knowledge when it comes to Top Gun. Oh, look at Peanut, he's stretching. Oh, he's going back into his hole. That's enough for today. I wouldn't really be able to maybe think about how the series, in particular this entry, is inspired by Top Gun, because I'm not really familiar with Top Gun, so that's upsetting. But yeah, I love the focus on showing Earth on the left there, and seeing the red, then it goes into blue, and then you see the texture, you see everything. So it's kind of like the world coming into view. And yeah, I guess maybe that's telling you that, like, you know, it goes from darkness to maybe light. Maybe this is telling you the literal trajectory of this series. I would hope so anyway, where you start off in darkness and everything is really grim, but by the end, you know, things start to look up. That's my hope anyway, because that's the way this ending goes. It goes from darkness to light, but who knows. You saw an AMV of Maverick set to the first 0083 opening, and it went crazy. I'm sure it did. Maybe I'll have to watch that myself one day when I finally get around to checking out Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. I think I'm ready to move on to the next one already. I don't really have too much to say about this other than it really surprised me. So yeah, let's see what we get in ending number 8 here. So 10 more after this one. Crazy. So let's go. Oh, City Pop is still here. Oh wow, it's the same visuals once again. Okay. I wonder, well, I'm sure the visuals might vary, but it's a different song, definitely. All alone in the deep darkness. Searching for the memory. Yep, we're back to those same sort of lyrics that we were getting in previous endings. The light coming into view once again. But it's still a love song at its core here. Like, it's, you know, love represents a new future, a new day. I love that. Wow. Speaking of dreams, Dreamer. I was just talking about dreams when the previous one played. Wow, I love that. A frozen dream that has begun to shine again. That's like contradicting or countering an earlier ending, which I love. Wow. That was really, really nice. It definitely gave me more hope than I maybe had for this entry in the franchise. You know, talking about dreams once again, and the fact that love will like basically thaw the ice of that dream and they'll be able to dream once again, it directly counters one of the earliest endings that we checked out here today, where they were talking about children not having dreams and, you know, basically like having to find your own path. And, you know, there's no room for dreams in this world anymore, is kind of what it was going for in the earlier stages of these endings. So now that we're getting like people literally dreaming of a future where people are together, and yeah, it's really, really nice to see, because it's a complete switch up and I absolutely love it. This is the second ending for Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory Evergreen by Mio, who did 0083 Opening 2, also known for a couple other iconic mecha songs that we'll hopefully get to someday. Interesting. You love to see it. I'm sure we will get to those one day. It's just a question of when. Using the same visuals here, I'm wondering, like, what was the split for first ending and second ending? Like, was the first ending just a handful of episodes, or like literally just one episode, like a load again naturally, Miyasoni Koku style? Because I'm wondering then if this was used to replace the previous one because of the reception. People weren't receptive warmly. They didn't receive the first one warmly, so maybe they switched it up and went for this one. It's just an idea anyway, but maybe not. Maybe they just decided like they were gonna do a new song with the same visuals, because it's not something that I've seen very often where the same visuals are used with a completely different song. I've seen like mostly same visuals with the same song, but like the visuals will switch up. So this feels like almost like something I've never seen before within anime openings and or endings, which is really, really cool in and of itself. There's not really as much to say. I love the song. I love the sentimentality. I love the idea of love conquering all, and you know, looking up to the sky and seeing this all-enveloping love that allows you to see a future where you can dream within Gundam. That is a great message, and I absolutely adore it. I love it so much. But I feel like, you know, when it comes to the visuals, I've kind of already said what I wanted to say about the visuals. But yeah, what an incredible song this was. I think it was really, really fittingly hopeful. It didn't overstay its welcome in that it didn't like get super hype or anything. It knew its lane and it stayed in its lane, and it had the same sound throughout the entire song. So I really appreciate that, and I think that this is another one that I might have to listen to when I finish, because it really was just a really, really nice song. And it's maybe as well within the context of Gundam, it's one of the nicer endings that the lyrical content so far that we've been checking out hasn't left me with a sad memory of it. So we can move on now to ending number 9 and see what we get in this next one. Here we go. Oh, okay, that looked quite similar, close to the original. Is this Victory? Shadow of Greed once again. SOS. Stand up to the victory. Oh shit, winners forever. This feels very propaganda. Winners forever. Oh shit, that was sick. Yeah, I loved it. This one definitely felt quite different from some of the others. The start of it, staining the earth with a shadow of greed, And then there's the mention of once again when the nightmare envelops the earth. So the way I'm going to view this song and this I guess ending for this entry is that this is a propaganda song that was created for the good guys in order to get them to get up and fight. Once again, when the nightmare envelops Earth, you basically got to get up. We're winners forever. That's how I want to interpret this one, because it's really fun in my mind. I mean, it's not fun to think of like the fighting and war and everything, but in my mind it makes sense that the lyrics feel very like stand up. Like they literally say stand up, like, and which obviously reminds me of Stand Up to the Victory, which is once again stuck in my mind. It gets stuck in my mind once every month or so. So thanks for that one. But yeah, this is the first ending for Mobile Suit Victory Gundam Winners Forever by INFIX. This is the first time you didn't say who also did the first opening or something like that to that degree. So that's crazy. When did Victory come out? Because this once again looks incredible, and it's just like I'm just wondering now, like years and everything. 1993, gotcha. So we're still in the 90s, which is really, really interesting, because I like, from my understanding of Gundam, like before ever checking out any of the openings or anything, I thought that there would have been more Gundam entries in like the 70s, 80s. So the fact that there's a huge concentrate of Gundam entries within the 90s really surprised me when we did check out that 90s video. And you know, every single one is so good. Every single one is so different from the last one. And yeah, like this one as well isn't, am I crazy, am I wrong, or is this not like the entry with the youngest main character, like pilot in this little kid? I can't remember his name. Well, it started in 1979. Yeah. Didn't get a sequel until 1985, which is wild. So not as much in those decades as the 90s. Yeah, like that definitely makes sense. But yeah, that was just my kind of like what I thought when I thought Gundam in the past. You know, like I thought it was more of an older series with more in the older era than in the more closer to modern era. Uso is the youngest, you think, but still a teenager. Okay, so he's not like 11, 12 or something. Like he's maybe 13 or something. That's still wild though, because he looks like a damn child. Like that curtain ass haircut, like the bowl cut with the curtains or whatever. Well, it's not curtains, but the bowl cut. Only like children have that haircut. I'm afraid to tell you the 90s is the older era. We're not going there. Let's not do that. Let's not. No. This is no longer a retro video. This is oh shit, this my birthday was just a few days ago, so you know, you saying that 90s is old, it really hurts. No parent gives their child that haircut, or no one that can make their own decisions goes for that kind of haircut. So yeah, in my mind, this is an 8-year-old child. He should not be out there fighting. Let proud hope fill your heart. Like, this is straight up propaganda. Say a prayer for peace and stand up. Winners forever. In every age, people take risks for freedom. This is one, like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if other people have said this in the past, but this is straight up propaganda, this whole song, and I love it because it really sets it apart. It's no longer like the rest of the songs very much felt like from character perspectives of like the sadness that they're experiencing and everything, and you know, how they feel about the war. This one feels like the government wrote it and they're like trying to drum people together to fight, and I think it's such, in my mind, a fun way to switch up the formula. And yeah, I love it so much. This is really, really interesting to me, and I don't know if it's supposed to be perceived this way, if I'm just like over analyzing, but it really sets it apart in my mind for that alone. And yeah, also the stand up mention, just, you know, reminding me of Stand Up to the Victory, is so cool. I love it so much. And the fact that they're done by two different artists makes it all the more surprising. Visually, it's sick. It looks really cool. I love getting to see the Gundam models here. The Gundam model looks really, really badass. I love the sheen and shine on it again, of course. And, seeing it blast off this, like, huge, like, beam, that is so sick. It's really, really cool. And the fact that the Gundam model is kind of standing almost like it seems like the protector of Earth, because it's standing between Earth and whatever it's firing at, kind of tells you something in and of itself. Gundam models are just so cool. Like, look at it just standing there with the gun in its hand, just like floating in space. Like, it's just so cool. But yeah, I think I'm ready already maybe to move on to the next one. I feel like there's not much more that I really need to say about it. On to number 10. Now, you did very slightly edit this one as a precaution for YouTube, just in case. You'll see. Gotcha. I'm envisioning like a Neon Genesis Evangelion opening type deal with the paneling, with the Number 10, we're into double digits. This has been an incredible list so far, and I'm really enjoying it. Here we go. Oh, victory is still here. That's louder. I love it. This is much more energy than we've heard so far. The way they present these Gundam looks so cool. Like, look at them all just flying through space like that. Once more with tenderness. Oh! Okay, I see what you mean, Pinecino. That's crazy. I'm guessing that was our MC right there. Sorry, I couldn't help but laugh at the way you had to censor that. The really crazy thing about these scenes, like, forgive having the baby on the screen again, but you can see it looks like Earth has got like been blown up or something in the background. Like, it's no longer the nice lovely blue planet that we've been seeing up until now. Like, there's red there and it's been blown up. That's just a random baby they pick up along the way. Oh no, and they just throw it. Yeah, that is wild. That just, like you said, out of nowhere. Never mind baby. Like, that's crazy. This is the second ending for Mobile Suit Victory Gundam, Once More with Tenderness by Kix S. This song is really, really, really good. I love this one so much. I love the energy, I love the intensity, and the lyrics as well. Like, they're not so much necessarily about the series, it would feel like Let's Dance Once More with Tenderness. You could, like, give me a line from the other ones, and I'd be like, yeah, no, that feels very Gundam. Whereas Let's Dance Once More with Tenderness, like, being kind of like the main mantra, of this, it doesn't feel so much Gundam per se, but I can interpret it in such a way where, like, it's humanity going out there and fighting once again, kind of like the previous ending was asking people to stand up and fight. This one is like, let's go out there and do it once again with tenderness. So it's interesting because, like, are they saying with tenderness because it's children? Because they're not going out there to fight with pillows. They're going out there to fight with guns and lasers and swords and shields and rockets and all this shit that does not correlate with or cross over with tenderness whatsoever. So it's a really interesting word to use in the context of war, but I would assume this song, Let's Dance Once More with Tenderness, was maybe not so much created for Gundam, and maybe it was picked up for Gundam. I can't confirm that, obviously, but that's kind of like what I'm thinking, because yeah, it really does not sound like it's talking about Gundam. Like, they're not going out and actually dancing here. But then again, like, some of the other lyrics here, like, with you holding the shining future to your breast, like, yeah, like, once again talking about the actual hopes of and dreams of a future, and you know, holding that near and dear to you, and you know, you're going out there and fighting for that future, and maybe fighting for that future is the idea of dancing with tenderness, you know, because you're going out there with a goal, you're going out there with passion. If by chance I should meet you again, I won't let those eyes be lonely anymore. I love that. You know, like the idea that we fight as one. You know, like, you're not a lone wolf. You're not going out there and fighting by yourself. We all fight together. We get shit done together, and that's humanity at its core, right? Like, humans need humans. Living in solitude, living alone, like, for some people it's all well and good, but like, for the most part, like, humans need interactions and need those connections on a day-to-day basis. And you know, that's how humans evolve. That's how humans, you know, get shit done. It's by interaction, by communication, by working together. So you know, the lyrics kind of go in that direction as well. But seeing a baby tossed up into space, 2001: A Space Odyssey, anyone, you can interpret this as like humans, like I was alluding to from a really early ending that we checked out today, the second one that we checked out for the one for Zeta, where you know, you see humans learning their place, learning to live and everything, because it looks like at this point Earth might be uninhabitable, based off of the fact that you see like fires everywhere, destruction on the planet. Like, there's a lot of red there, so it's almost like humans having to learn to live solely in space and find their place here, and this baby could be used to represent that perhaps. But it's still kind of like a jump scare moment, just out of nowhere, as Pinecino said here. So I absolutely, like, actually really appreciate the potential message that they're going for here, but at the same time, maybe I'm overanalyzing once again, as I often do, because who knows really what's going on here, because it goes from showing Gundam to showing just a straight up baby. So maybe it's more so about like trying to leave an ancient relic in the past of Gundam, you know, having to fight with these mecha, and now focusing on the human aspect. And that's when we see Planet Earth, where humans are from, plus babies. It's maybe that kind of story going on there, where it's like evolving from the use and need to use Gundam, and eventually just like having people be people without any thought of any of that, and hopefully inhabiting Earth once again without the worry of war or anything like that. But yeah, I think I'm going to move on to the next one, because I don't really want to have this baby on my screen any longer. Yeah, we're going to see what we get in this next one. Here we go. We're still in 4x3, I see. I mean, we're probably going to be in 4x3 the entire time, actually. Okay. Oh shit, the reflections in the... Is it just going to be the entire ending? Just focusing on that reflection, that's really cool. The sharp character models and everything's making me wonder if this is G? So I feel like that's the first time the character models switched up quite drastically. Is that snow in the background or ash? Sleep deeper than the sea. This constant zooming in, oh, and then the distortion at the end. I was gonna say it's maybe representing like the never-ending loop of everything that happens within you know, Gundam. Like there's just constant, like, it happens, then it happens again, then it happens again. Like, it's just this never-ending loop, and you know, that could be used to represent like Gundam Wars and everything. But I feel like with you saying that this is Fighter G, maybe that's not the case. Like, I'm not sure how to interpret that because I don't think it's really like Fighter G is all about wars and everything. Isn't it just more so like they have this big tournament? Yeah, I guess I've forgotten kind of like a general premise. Like, is there a war going on? This is the first ending for Mobile Fighter G Gundam Deeper Than the Ocean by Etsuko Sai. People call it G Gundam, yeah. The fact that it's showing like this looping imagery, it's, you know, assuming it's about war and everything, then it's kind of like maybe showing like humans repeating their mistakes, like just doing the same thing over and over and over again. But then right at the end, it starts to distort. So it's maybe hinting at like an attempt to change things, because it has been very much the same thing over and over and over again. And when it starts to switch it up and it starts to distort and it starts to change, that's when things start to look not right and not normal. So I'm not really sure how to interpret it. The song as well definitely feels like it's romanticizing maybe two characters here, like maybe this girl and the main guy, maybe they're kind of like seen as like this romantic couple or something, because it feels almost like it within the lyrics there's like this idea of a romance, there's this idea of some love story maybe happening in the background. It's a worldwide tournament arc of countries, Gundams fighting each other for rule of the earth. The destruction they cause is certainly the scale of a war. Gotcha. Okay, so then yeah, I just like, but because of that, it's making it hard to kind of interpret the looping imagery, because unless this tournament is the result of several wars that have come in the past, that we're once again going out there and it's essentially like this war zone where it's, but it's, you know, got this guise of a tournament. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Because otherwise I was going to be like, you know, if there's no wars in this entry, like what's the looping imagery about to be supposed to be? But yeah, that makes a lot of sense then. And obviously the color green can be seen as like a sickly color or like healing. So seeing this looping imagery followed then by this distortion as something changes, it's making me think then that things do change for the better probably, and the green is more for the healing that comes after. But at the same time, like, I'm worried for her now because she's the one that warps, she's the one that changes drastically, and you know, you can't even like see her real appearance by the end of this because of the warping and distortion. So yeah, I'm worried about her. I hope she comes out of things okay, but I really don't know based on this ending alone. I love the sound of this one as well. Like it still had that kind of like city pop sound to it, but it also had like this kind of like real funky bass line, which was really, really fun to just hear playing in the background. Countries have effectively migrated into space colonies, so there's a space Japan, space USA, etc. Yeah, the earth has essentially become one big map for a battle royale. Yeah, I actually had forgotten about that, but yeah, it's a really interesting way to do a Gundam series. It feels so different and separate from the rest, but I love the idea of this huge battle royale for different countries. It's really fun idea. We're truly into separate timelines and separate universes within Gundam. Yeah, nothing's going to be the same after this, right? But yeah, I think I'm ready to check out the next one, see what we get in number 12. Oh, okay, there is some sort of romance angle. Yeah, the character models look so different. Wow, it's also looping. He's just blinking, looking at her like, what are you doing? And it cuts away before we can even see a kiss. Never give up on your smiling face. It's the same looping imagery. Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so nice. Everyone's shocked at it. That's really cute. This one was really, really cute one. So it's nice to see like the person that she was like longing for, that the lyrics were talking about in the previous ending, actually being shown to us here within this one. So I did guess that that would be the case, and it's nice to have that confirmed for me. And this is the second ending for Mobile Fighter G Gundam, The Eternity in You by Inoue Takehide. Yeah, I loved it. This was really, really cute. The lyrics obviously alluding to this this love the entire time, and our main character here looks so shocked and surprised by her advances throughout this. So I'm wondering if she's very forward and she's very much like longing for him, but he's so invested in what he's doing that he doesn't notice. Or I'm not saying that he doesn't care, but maybe there's this aspect that he's not really interested in love or in a relationship or something like that. So her basically throwing herself at him maybe catches him by surprise, and I wonder what their dynamic actually is like within the series itself, because if it goes from like, you know, they barely know each other to this, I think that would be really sweet and really cool to follow. But maybe it's the sort of thing where she is kind of like I don't know if this makes sense, but I don't know if she's more like Sakura from like Naruto or Naruto, where she's absolutely obsessed with him. Like maybe that's the case, but she does look at him very, very sweetly. Like the way she looks at him, it doesn't look super obsessive, I would say. Like it does look very sweet, I would say. Like this does look like a very sweet, adorable little couple that they make here. Domon is very battle shonen gotcha, so he's out there to fight, and he's completely oblivious to everything around him like this. That makes sense then why he's got the big wide eyes and he's blinking like he doesn't know what's happening. And then he's really surprised when she actually lands the kiss on his cheek. His face at the end there, yeah. Rain is essentially the technician for the Gundam, so they know each other for the whole series. I love that. That's really good. They're very much a power couple by the end of the series. That's what I want to hear. That's what I love to hear, because that's the kind of vibe I was getting from this, that like they stand true throughout this. Like their love is kind of like something that is like a big deal within this, because other series that have dealt with love, you know, you don't actually really see the characters together within, like, from endings anyway. Like I'm not talking about the series, but within the endings that we've checked out today, there's been others that have mentioned love, there's been others that Pinecino has talked about, there's been love at the forefront of it, but this is the first time we actually see two characters that show any kind of interest in one another, you know. So I love that for a series like this, it does look like it's more adult cast focused, definitely. It does kind of treat itself in such a way where it is kind of more adult, where there's relationships and, like, you know, they get together and stuff. Like it's just really funny seeing everyone's shock and surprise at her kissing him, because it makes me wonder then if other characters, maybe like this guy in particular, the one with the purple hair and like the pink fringe, I wonder if he's reacting in such a way because he has a crush on her perhaps, and so this is kind of like his like dreams, everything being crushed, and he's in absolute like disbelief at what he's seeing. Absolutely love that there's a power couple within the Gundam franchise. I'm sure there's others. That guy is the American. Makes a lot of sense, yeah. I really, really like this one a lot. This one was really fun. But I think I'm ready to move on now to number 13 and see what we get in this next one. What came after G Gundam? Was that when the war one was done? Like the one that has like guerrilla warfare and stuff? I don't know. I'm just trying to remember like a timeline of events. That, or we're into like wing. Okay. This is Wing, right? think. Look at that. This looks so good. Like, this looks like it switched up the look of everything once again. Just love. Oh, look at the doggy. Aww. This looks so good. Like, this looks so different from everything else. She looks like she's this really, like, strong, like, willed character. I love her already. Aw. And I love that it was all her. It was a complete focus on her the entire time. But yeah, she looks like she's a real I'm here to get shit done kind of character, and she really does look like she is a strong, powerful character, and I absolutely love that because you know, for the most part, it's the male characters that are shoved on our screen time and time again. You know, throughout the endings we have been in, like, seen some of the other female characters, but I remember her being one that really stood out, and she really looked like she stood her ground within the openings. So it's good to see that she gets an entire focus within Gundam. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but is her name something like Shiina or something? Like, isn't that a thing, or am I making that up? This is the ending for Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. It's Just Love by Lumi Ohishi. And what I love still is that this still has that same sort of sound that so many previous Gundam endings have had. And this is like deep into the 90s at this point, so I absolutely adore it. You thought she pulled an elephant tail, but hope it was a rhino. It was a rhino. Relena. Okay. I guess I was remembering the Ina. I'll take that as a half win. But yeah, it's really interesting. Like, it shows her a lot with nature. Like, even when she's sitting here, there's a butterfly behind her, and you know, she seems to be out in some sort of safari from this ending alone. I don't know if that's literal within the series, or if it's just kind of like showing us a random bunch of events that maybe don't even have any importance or relevancy whatsoever within the series. But she does look to be very serious and very, like, sure and stubborn, but then we do see scenes like this where we get a glimpse into maybe more of the emotional state of her, or like a deeper insight into her loneliness, I guess. Like, I don't know if she is literally lonely per se, but isn't she also the girl that was in that clip that you showed me, Pinecino, where she goes up to a guy and, like, gives him a letter or an invitation, and then he just rips it up in her face? And that's what I used for the thumbnail. Wing was the first series where Sunrise wanted to directly target women, so Relena is intended to be a bit of an audience surrogate. I remember you actually saying that as well. I feel like that line is something I remember reading before. Though emphasis on intent from Sunrise women were crucial to the series' survival from 79. Yeah, don't doubt it whatsoever, but I love that this one does seem to have a more serious focus on a female within this, and also one who looks like she stands her ground. Like, she looks like a really, really great character to kind of, like, know. Like, I'm sure that she's, well, actually, I don't know, because I don't know what way the series works when it comes to fan favorite characters, but I'm sure within Wing she might be one of the favorites, and she's certainly one of the more memorable characters anyway. He makes me wait. How dare they treat me this way? And that stare directly at us. It's really, 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 really funny. Tomino specifically thanks Char shippers in the early 80s for letting the series live. Yeah, they were back in 1985 because of Char. I do remember you saying that as well, because it was a commercial kind of flop back in 80 or back in 79. I really love her character so much already. Like, she's even looking down her, like, nose at, like, the viewer here and stuff. He gets on my nerves. Yeah, but she does seem, like, really sweet. Like, I love this dog right here, it reminds me a lot of the dog in Little Mermaid, the way it looks and everything through the animation. And she does look like a real sweet character at heart, but maybe she has to put on this hardened exterior. She's even wrangling lions. Like, what can't she do? She's not scared of anything. Is what I like about her. Like, she looks like she goes out there and she goes and does whatever she has to do. Like, she doesn't shy away from anything. And I don't know why she's pulling on a rhino's tail. That just seems really cruel, but maybe just to show her reckless personality. Like, she doesn't fear anything, she doesn't shy away or run from anything. And then that final shot at the end where she kicks her feet up and lies in the back of a rhino, iconic, with the beautiful sky in the background and the beautiful backdrop. And yeah, this was a really, really great, memorable ending right here. I really like this one a lot, but I think I'm ready to check out the next one, which would be number 14 for today. And I'm glad we were able to get a focus on a female. Like, I know that within ending 2 we had a female focus, but not so much like this where we get to learn her personality and everything. So I greatly appreciate this one. On to number 14. This one has some lead in. Gotcha. I love a good lead in. It's a shame we never got to see any Char today. Merry Christmas! Was there a second Christmas Gundam? Okay. This feels... never-ending story. This sounds almost familiar. Like, it sounds like one of the Wing openings or something. Wow. Damn, those Gundam are huge. They're blocky, boys. I bet those kits are hard to build. He had a slim waist, that guy that was pushing her in. This is sick. I didn't like the look. Oh, she's looking away. I was going to say, I didn't like the look of that scene that was happening, and then seeing her there had me worried. Never ending story. Damn. That was sick. That was really, really cool. That reminded me of, was it like Just Communication or something? Is that which opening I'm thinking of from Gundam Wing? The one that that had that kind of similar like synthy sound to it. This is the ending for Mobile Suit Gundam Wing Endless Waltz White Reflection by 2mix, who also did Wing's 2 openings. Endless Waltz is a 3-episode OVA, interesting, set after the main series. This is the ending of the 2nd episode with the song Over It. Really, really cool. The ending doesn't have its own dedicated visuals. Interesting. So this is literally how the 2nd episode ends. That's really cool. The way the scenes are done, like it does almost seem like it would be an ending. Like it does have a certain ending feel to it, but I guess all these things are showing, like, it's showing us where each character is, what's happening, and you know, it's kind of setting up for the big finale in the last episode, or sorry, yeah, the third episode, the final episode. So I get it, I get what they're going for here, but also like the way they're setting everything up here, how are they going to resolve everything within one more episode? It just seems like there's a lot going on there that they would need a lot more than just one episode. So that's why it actually feels like an episode that's ending rather than an ending. Yeah. I see it a lot, but also like the editing and stuff as well did kind of feel somewhat fitting for an ending as well. Like I can see both. You know, I see this as like, yes, this feels like the end of an episode, but it also, like, the editing style kind of does feel quite ending-esque. It's really cool to get actual footage from Gundam Wing, Because prior to this, the only thing I'd seen from Gundam Wing was the letter ripping scene. You just knew the Wing fans would kill me if this wasn't in there. They were already up in arms when the second OP didn't have the beeps. Well, I hope there's no version of this with beeps. I think you did a great job, and this was really, really, really cool. I love this ending so much. This is definitely one of those songs as well that I will be adding. Like, there's been a few that I've said that for today already, and this is another one. I absolutely love that it had that same feel of those Wing openings. It felt like a direct sequel to them, which makes a lot of sense then that this is like a sequel OVA, and it's got 2mix at the helm once again for the openings. It just feels like everything came together. Like, it's the perfect recipe for Gundam Wing, I guess. Was there an opening as well for Endless Waltz? Because I don't remember checking out an opening for Endless Waltz. Having no visuals for the ending as well is really interesting, because it's reminding me of, to just throw out a really weird comparison, there was no opening. Okay. To throw out a really weird comparison, it's kind of reminding me of like ReZero Season 2 kind of situation where they kind of decided, you know what, we're not going to really show the ending whatsoever, or opening for that matter, because we want to give as much, like, put as much content in there as possible. So I'm guessing that's why there was no opening, and I'm guessing that's why there was no dedicated visuals for the ending song. But I'm glad they brought back 2mix. I'm glad that they brought a new song for this, because it really, really was badass and cool, and it felt so familiar, which I think is what you need for Gundam Wing. Aren't there like Gundam Wing movies as well? I hope that they bring 2mix back for those too. I don't really know if I have much more to say for this, other than the designs look sick. The characters look really, really, like, I just love the designs and everything. Like, they look so different. There aren't any Wing movies. Oh shit, really? Why did I think there was a Wing movie? That's crazy though, because of the hugely, like, the huge popularity of Wing. You know, you would think that maybe they would have continued it with some movies or some extra content. They had an anniversary thing last year with new animation. That's cool. I mean, I'm glad that they got something, like, fans of the series, because I'm sure that fans of Wing will take anything they can get at this point. I think we're ready to move on to the next one already. Gundam Wing, you're an absolute beast. It's great to be back with you again, but we're going to see what we get in ending number 15 now. Here we go. Oh, is this the one I was talking about earlier with, like, the guerrilla warfare and stuff? All that time that's passed me by. Okay. That's crazy. No censoring for that one. Shining in my history. Oh, old man that was sleeping in the backgrounds woke up. 10 years after. Still loving you. Butterfly! You're ruining the shot! He didn't realize he was being recorded this whole time. That's funny. Oh, that's sweet. That was like a little sweet one, because that was someone recording him. Presumably, I'm gonna assume it was a girl that was recording him, because like a lot of the lyrics about love and everything like that. So yeah, that was really adorable, but very, very interesting for a certain shot right around there that I'm not gonna click into. But moments before disaster. I guess, secret. This is the ending for Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th MS team, 10 years after by Chihiro, Yonekura. Yeah, that's this is the one I was trying to remember earlier. I was like, what's that one called? Shiro's the commander, so this whole thing was his unit recording him, pranking him. That's so funny. And I love the sense of closeness and camaraderie, and you know, they do seem to have this really great working relationship and bond with one another, like everyone within this unit. So it being, you know, called the 8th MS team, you would hope that focusing on this team, there would be that sense of closeness and, you know, community and everything. And I feel like this definitely does present that really, really well here. And yeah, it's just interesting seeing him, you know, reading his little book. He looks so at peace. He looks, you know, like he's just doing his thing. Interestingly as well, this is kind of taking it back to some of the earliest endings where there's no sign of a Gundam or mecha whatsoever. I feel like for a pretty long stretch here, there's been at least a sighting of Gundam models. Actually, maybe within the first Wing ending, I don't think there was a Gundam model. But certainly, anyway, ever since some of those earlier ones until now, there's been a lot of sightings of Gundam models. Also, you know, the two G Gundam endings, there was no sign of Gundam. So maybe I'm just making a fool out of myself saying super redundant stuff. There's a focus on this group within this ending, and I'm sure that that's probably the highlight of this entry in the franchise in particular, like this group that the whole franchise or the whole entry is literally named after. I hope nothing bad happens to them, but I can't imagine everyone escapes unscathed. We love a good prank, and I hope that he forgave them and he didn't make them go out there and do extra laps or anything like that. And this old man ruined it for everyone by laughing and pointing. Is the old man annoying? Because he ruined it. He ruined the prank. And then he throws the book, of course. And I feel like, you could like literally read words for a moment. I can see the word Zaku and Gundam there. That's interesting. Let me see. I see warfare at the top there. Finger. Gundam Ya JM No M9. Yeah. I mean, I think it's really cool that even though this is literally here for, let's see how many frames. Oh, but you can see him smile while he throws it as well. Like that smile behind the book there. That's really sweet. 2 frames. It's there for 2 frames and someone wrote all that. Like, that's dedication right there. That's really, really badass. And that's what sets Sunrise apart so much, so often. Like they really do go above and beyond for details and stuff that I've seen anyway. And I will never get over just how phenomenal Gundam looks. And I don't really know if I have much more to say about this because the content of the ending is kind of just focusing on, you know, what we see here with this prank going on, but also as well, like the shot at the end where the butterfly flies away. Butterflies, I've said it a million times on this channel at this point, butterflies are a huge representation of, you know, the metaphor of freedom and flying away and being free, and obviously beauty as well. Like we see this butterfly in the sky which looks very beautiful and it's flying freely. It's going and doing whatever it wants, which, you know, these guys are stuck here. They're stuck. They're going to have to participate in a war that they maybe don't even want to participate in. So they're not free whatsoever. So it's like as soon as it cuts away from them, you see the idea of freedom, right? But yeah, we're going to move on now and see what we get in ending number 16 here. So let's go. Oh. Can I find the words to tell you? Can I find the words? Slow ballad. That's a beautiful sky right there. I need a way. I love this. If you believe in human touch. Oh, did that start playing something right at the end? Okay, that was crazy. I was like, what the hell? Is this like I can't tell if the black figure that we see at the top is supposed to represent like the outline of a mecha or something, or like a ship. But yeah, this was a really, really soulful and really, really touching ending right here. And I guess if an episode was to end, like the episode was maybe quite grim or something, this would be a really nice way to see that out. Like it just feels really, really soulful, and like the idea of a world where you're waiting for love and everything, and human touch. There's a flame that burns in me, of course, when you find love in your heart. It's very nice. That's just some space stuff, yeah. This is the first ending for After War Gundam X Human Touch by Warren Wiebe? Wiebe? Vice? Even? I don't know. Reading that is hard. That's just some space stuff. But yeah, like the visuals as well, very much just showing a bunch of space, and the lyrics talking about like love and human touch and everything, while not showing any humans whatsoever. Vice, yeah, because like the German like one where the B looks like an S, what I'm talking about, like that B that's pronounced like S. But yeah, like talking about like this human love and everything, finding love and all of this while not showing any humans whatsoever, it's really, really strange. You would expect that there'd be some sighting at least, but at the same time, this does almost feel like a direct callback to those two endings, for the two endings where it was the same visuals on the left hand side, and there was the talk of one night stand and everything. Like this feels almost like a sequel to those, where you get like a little love ballad, a little like power ballad, slow ballad. 0083, that's the one, yeah. Like this feels almost like that, it's very, very similar, I would say. So it's not completely unsurprising or not completely like random and out of place, but it does make me question, like, is everything okay in this series? Because what is that black mark on the moon, and also like the world, like the planets and like the space and everything that we're seeing here, it looks so empty, but it also looks very vast, of course. But we've never seen space look this empty. Like normally when we're seeing it, it's inhabited by some humans, or there's Gundam in the sky or something. So it's just like kind of scary to see it's so empty. But I'm sure I'm worrying a little too much here. It was a really, really beautiful ending. It was very, very touching. It was very soulful. I love the song. I'll probably listen to the song again after stream. But yeah, I just wish I had more to say in the analysis kind of field of things. Gundam X is the post-apocalyptic series where humanity is emerging out of years of nuclear winter, so things are a bit somber in this one. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense then as to why we don't see humans really within this. Okay, that's kind of like what I was not necessarily going for, but it answers some of the questions I had about, like, isn't it strange that you see no humans when they're talking about love so much? So yeah, I did forget that Gundam X kind of dealt with those kind of themes, and it's really nice to be reminded, and it's nice to have those questions I just asked answered. But yeah, I think I'm ready to move on to number 17. I wonder if we're going to get another Gundam X, or if we're going to get the other one that I can't remember the name of. The other one being the one where the guy says the name of the series at the start of the opening. It is that next one. Stormy skies in the background. He's just flying by. She's reaching out. Oh wow. Turns to the other side and still reaching out? Okay. Aura? Love supreme can be found. Wow, that felt like it was cut short too early. That felt like it should have gone on longer. This one's really interesting because you see that, you know, this main character is floating by. You know, he's wearing a suit and everything, and there's this storm in the background. So things are not okay. Things are not as they seem. There's a lot of mist and fog and cloud and stuff as well surrounding the mountains. So it's kind of like trying to tell you things are not necessarily okay. Turn A Gundam, that's what it was called. When he passes by her, he's stripped away of his suit, which is very symbolic because maybe she allows him to open up, she welcomes him in, and he's free to be like a normal person. Like, he doesn't have to necessarily hide, and that's what the stripping away of this suit is. He's no longer just a pilot, is kind of what this is telling you, because before this he might have been seen as just like this pilot for a Gundam model because that's what he's wearing, and so he's identifiable. So now he's recognized as himself, a person that can be himself, and she seems to be the one that has brought him out of his shell and the one that allows that to be the case. This is the first Tomino directed Gundam since Victory, so of course there's flying naked through the sky again, of course. But yeah, like there's still stormy skies in the background, so it doesn't seem as though everything's suddenly okay now that he's no longer like just the Gundam pilot. He's stripped away. Like, it doesn't seem like all the dangers are suddenly gone, because there's still those stormy skies in the background. That's actually a common motif across even his non-Gundam works, now that you think about it, really. I think it was really, really nice, like this song that kind of like has this hope, but also like he's flying from light, like he flies away from the light into like darkness, and that's when he's been stripped away. So it's kind of like he's barreling in head first, like charging in head first, flying in head first, nude, like naked, like he's not prepared. And that's maybe what this is telling us, because the darkness is, you know, the unknown, and he's not prepared whatsoever. He's not even wearing clothes. So I don't know if there's much more depth to it than that, like from an analysis standpoint, but that's kind of what I'm learning from it. But I do really think that the song is very, very beautiful and fitting in the background as well. Aura, of course, by Shinji Tanimura, the first ending for Turn A Gundam, and I thought it was so beautiful. Like the slow kind of like instrumentation and everything really just added more to this already quite somber ending as it was. So yeah, I think I might be ready to check out the next one, which would be the final ending. If you guys have enjoyed this as much as I have, please consider leaving a like and subscribe if you've not done so already, and leave a comment down below letting me know your favorite from this list, your favorite series from this list, what you consider to be the most underrated, I guess, and your favorite ending that was in this video. Leave it down below, and I cannot wait to read them. So yeah, let's see what we get in this last one. Share this with someone who you think might enjoy. Hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when future videos go live in the channel. Let's go. Number 18, the final. Oh? What is this floating in space? Oh, it's someone's hair, okay. Look like a sun almost. Oh, butterfly wings. Oh? Wow, this is powerful. That transformation right there. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. That was beautiful. Why do they all feel so short? This is the second ending for Turn A Gundam Moon's Cocoon by Aki Okui. So this is a really, really wild one because this butterfly is representative of beauty, grace, and this idea of freedom. So I wish I knew how to analyze this one better. I'll do my best to think. All right, so it seems as though this is kind of, you know, calling back to stuff that I talked about earlier with like the transformation of humans, you know, like an evolutionary state or whatever, like evolving. Like this literally shows an evolution where human transforms into butterfly, and this butterfly is free to go where it wants. It's free to exist in this world where maybe humans are being killed, hunted, persecuted, like I don't know, but it also looks to be like some sort of protector for Earth. Like it kind of like is huge, and its wings are like you know, beautiful. Like it's almost like stained glass-esque, like the look of the wings and everything, and the way the light shines through the wings. It's like there's color coming into the world thanks to this butterfly. And if this female character within Turn A Gundam is the one that brings all of this beauty and brings all of like the next stage of evolution for humans and like moving on, if she's the one that's able to bring this about, I'm sure that this butterfly imagery kind of represents her immensely. Butterflies are a major motif in the end of Turn A. By the end of Turn A. In fact, when the series received 2 recap movies a few years later, the second one was literally called Moonlight Butterfly. Oh shit. Here I was thinking that Dark Souls was mostly, if not entirely, inspired by Berserk, but here we have a literal Moonlight Butterfly from Turn A Gundam. So I guess Gundam also inspired one of my favorite game franchises of all time, Dark Souls. Human evolution is also a part of Gundam since the very beginning, and of course, since this is Turn A, it could also be a meta comment by Tomino and perhaps the life cycle of the franchise. Interesting. That's really peculiar because I could see it, but also like, yeah, humans having to evolve and having to rely on these Gundam models, obviously that leads to their downfall because they create these models and then those models are used to kill them. So it's this kind of like contradictory like idea that, you know, humans have created. They've created their own problem essentially. So seeing here like a literal evolution within it, it feels very fitting for, you know, Turn A, which is a big return for Tomino. I'm sure, like Pinecino was saying here, he had a lot that he wanted to say about this franchise, and I'm sure that the whole presentation of this ending kind of reflects the ideas within the franchise, within the series itself, this Turn A Gundam. But sadly, I'm not really able to kind of think of what they might be referring to here. Like, are they talking about like a world without war, a world without the need for Gundam? Because we don't see a Gundam in the sky here whatsoever. Like, is that kind of what they're talking about? Like, while like talking about how, well, I was just talking about how humans created Gundam and that kind of led to the Gundam killing humans. So is this kind of Tomino commenting on the fact that humans need to learn to evolve beyond the use of Gundam, and that's kind of where the story goes within this. And also then, you know, like Pinecino was saying, a meta comment is this Tomino kind of being like, hey, move on, humans are past the need for more Gundam. Could that also be like a little play in there? But yeah, this was absolutely beautiful. The song was incredible, and this was a great way to end this list. I wish I could comment on this one a little more, but this one's really stumped me, because this is definitely the most, it's the ending with like the most metaphor presentation wise, and because of that, like I'm a little stumped, which is a damn shame, because this was an absolutely incredible one, and I wish I could talk about it even longer. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up this video. I had an absolute blast returning to Gundam. This was so much fun, and it's been way too long. I hope it isn't as long of a wait for more Gundam in future as between this and the last video. But yeah, unless Pinecino has anything he wants to add, I am going to wrap this one up. It could even be the reality of series. It was during Victory the Gundam was bought out by Bandai, which he wasn't a fan of back then, so likely viewed Turn A as his final comment on a series that was no longer his own. That's both really tragic but also really poignant, that sentiment. And if that is the case, like, I feel like finishing Turn A would almost be like the end of the whole era. Like, this would be seen as the end of an era, I'm sure, like for Gundam. Like, for a lot of people, maybe they even dropped off after here. Like, maybe not. Like, I'm sure Gundam is still huge, so like I'm sure most people picked up the next entry in the franchise, but I'm sure for a lot of people it feels like this is the end. Like, this is it. This is Gundam wrapped up in a nice neat little bow. And I feel like if I was to check out Gundam, like I would probably continue into like future series as well, but I'm sure that by the time I wrap this one up, it would feel like the end of a journey, a big wrap up, I guess. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to do this one. I'm glad we were able to check this out. Tomino and of course the other legends that created this series, they really did do a phenomenal job. Thank you to Pinecino for compiling this list, for editing that ending for F91, of course, that trailer, using trailer footage and clips from that movie as well. Like, that was an incredible little section, one that I absolutely loved and adored, and one of my favorite things that we've done in a very long time in this channel. So yeah, the thing is, Seed brought in a whole new generation, so it didn't end up being the end. Yeah. Oh, I know that all too well, but you know what I mean. Like, it feels like this is the wrap up for that generation, and then like Seed is like, we're back, bitches. but yeah, I'm gonna wrap this one up. This was so much fun. Thank Pinecino down below, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, because returning to Gundam feels like returning to an old friend that I miss dearly. So I'm gonna wrap this one up now. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when future videos go live on the channel, and share this with someone who you think might enjoy Gundam content. I have plenty of other Gundam content on the channel. If you have not checked that out yet, I will definitely include it in the box in the outro and down below, of course, in the description, so feel free to check those out. Plenty of goodness in there, of course. And yeah, so yeah, that's going to do it for me for today. I hope that you guys are having a great day today, and that you're able to take it easy, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.